I'm sorry, y'all. Peanut always want a problem when I'm filming. I be like, eating the color blue. I mean, what? What? That means eating blue foods, eating blue fruits, okay? Not eating the color blue. Eat the color blue, y'all. Eat the color blue. I'm so sorry about that. I don't know what's going on right there. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. This is part 5 of a 7-part series talking about Chakras 101. If you've been following the series, and I know you have, I just know it. I feel it deep down in my heart chakra. I know that you've been following the series. We've already covered the first 4 chakras, including the 3 lower chakras. So we already talked about the earthy root chakra, which is based on your physical needs being met, your survival, feeling that you're able to survive. Like I said, all those basic needs. We've already covered the emotional sacral chakra, talking about creativity and sexuality. We've already covered the solar plexus chakra, the power chakra, talking about willpower, okay? And we even talked about the heart chakra, which is the bridge between the lower chakras, which talks about your physical aspirations on this plane, and the higher chakras, which is talking about your spiritual aspirations. But we covered the airy heart chakra, talking about love, joy, healing, or that. And today I am happy to be bringing you talking about the throat chakra, and I'm happy to be bringing you talking about the throat chakra because the throat chakra is actually one of the chakras. When I first was finding out about chakras, that I found out that my throat chakra was overactive. Okay. But just to give you a little bit of a rundown, if you don't remember what chakras are these energetic centers throughout our body. Think of them as gates, think of them as cogs. They basically ensure that energy flows from the bottom all the way to the top, and that energy is allocated to different areas of the body. There's multiple chakras. We only talk about the main 7. That's the ones you hear about, so those are the ones that we are covering. The only thing you really need to know about chakras at this point, because I've covered it several times in all my videos, I go over what chakras are and what that means to you. But the only thing that you really need to know is that if a chakra is not balanced correctly, that causes problems with quality of life issues. It causes physical problems depending on where that chakra is and all of that crap, and mental problems, of course. But if a chakra actually is aligned, if energy is as it should be, that means there is harmony between the body, between the mind, between the soul, or that. So you're shooting for it to be balanced, okay? So we're going to keep it pushing to the main event, which you guys came to see. You know I gives it to you. But first things first, if you are new here, hi. My name is Elle from intuitiveasElle. I do pick a cards, talk about astrology, and do other spiritually related videos. So if that's your zhush, drop down, hit that subscribe button, and while you're down there, hit that bell button so YouTube lets you know what's up, so I can let you know what's up, okay? Okay, all right, so finally get into throat chakras. Now, the Sanskrit name for throat chakra is Vishuddha. Now, once again, your girl, she is cultured, but she not that cultured. I don't know if I said it right. I think I did, because I checked for the pronunciations just so, you know, Shorty didn't come on here acting ignorant like I did last video with the other oil. But what you really need to know is that Vishuddha translates to pure and purification, which is kind of important because it reminds me of the quote, "The truth shall set you free." Now, I know you guys are like, what's that got to do with that? But when I get into what the throat chakra actually is, it will make a little bit more sense. But the throat chakra is about personal truths. Like, that's really the basic of what the throat chakra is. So when it comes to the truth shall set you free, it makes sense because the throat chakra is really talking about you speaking out, expressing any concerns that you have to lighten that load on yourself so you can be your most authentic self. So by you speaking your truth, your personal truth, you'll be free. Y'all see where I was at with that? Y'all see where mentally I was at with that?
No. Mm-mm. No. Hell no! No!
No? Alright, that's fine. Anyway, moving on, unlike the heart chakra, which is not actually located where you would think, where the heart is, it's located in the middle of your chest. The throat chakra is located exactly where you think it would be, in your throat. We're talking about the bottom of your neck, the center of your neck, right here, your throat. That is where the throat chakra is actually located. So they made it easy peasy on that one. What's really interesting about the throat chakra is that the throat chakra is the passageway between the body chakras in the head chakras. Not to be confused with the bridge, because I know in the last video, and if you've seen the last video, you're probably like, what? I'm gonna explain. The heart chakra is the bridge between the lower chakras, talking about your physical aspirations, and your top chakras, the higher chakras, talking about your spiritual aspirations. So the heart chakra is the bridge between those two. But the throat chakra is the bridge between all of the body chakras and the head chakra. Now, that is something to consider, because if you ever seen like the old school bottles of Coke, they still sell them, like if you go to like a gas station or something, how they have like those, it has that bottleneck. Basically, our body energy is flowing up and it kind of compresses to get to our head. Basically, it has to compress itself to get through this narrow channel. So if that makes sense, that's what's interesting about the throat chakra. But if you don't understand what I'm trying to say, don't worry about it. It's not all that important. Just know that the top two chakras, the third eye and the crown chakra, more specifically is talking about your spiritual aspirations. But your throat, when you're talking about your throat chakra, you're still trying to, you're basically coming out of the physicality, like, you're basically coming out the 3D realm, but you're still not completely in the head just yet. You're still kind of, from the heart to the throat, you're still kind of transitioning. But once again, if you don't understand what I'm trying to say, don't worry about it. It's not super important. What I was trying to explain before, but didn't want to get into too much until I got to this point in the video, when I was talking about why it makes sense that Vishuddha translates to pure or purification, and why I thought of the truth shall set you free as a quote for that. The throat chakra basically is talking about personal truths, communication, expression, all of that, and everything that is encompassed by that. Now, you may not expect certain things to be under throat chakra, but it definitely is. For instance, the throat chakra does really harp on talking about your ability to speak your own personal truth, regardless of what anybody else has to say about it. It's talking about you being able to give voice to your opinions and your thoughts, you being able to communicate in a clear and concise way, not stumbling over words, not, babbling, getting your point across in a clear way in which the other party can receive it. That's part of the throat chakra. But the really cool thing about the throat chakra that people really don't talk about and they really don't think about is that the throat chakra is actually, because it's that bridge, to the higher realm, but it's kind of still sitting in that higher realm. It's also talking about communicating with the other world. And that's, the etheric realm, which is what, spiritual people call the 5D. We say that we're currently living in the 3D realm, but the 5D is where, angels are and all of other beings are. The throat chakra facilitates that communication with that realm via, spirits or spiritual gifts or psychic abilities, all of that crap. So you wouldn't really expect that of the throat chakra, but the throat chakra really talks about communication between the different realms. And I think that's cool, considering what I do. I have to really focus on making sure, like, those chakras in particular are all my chakras, but you don't expect that you have to really focus on your throat chakra when you're doing this type of work. Another thing that we don't talk about is that the throat chakra really does also have to do with your ability to create. Now, If you've watched my other videos, in particular the sacral chakra video, you may be kind of like, I thought you said creativity was under that chakra. And it is. The difference is, and they go hand in hand, honestly, but the difference is that your throat chakra is more so talking about, because once again, it's in that spiritual realm still, or that's those spiritual aspirations. The throat chakra is more so focusing on expressing that creativity, giving a voice to it, bringing it into the physical realm, manifesting it, whatever. Whereas the sacral chakra is more so talking about actually having the confidence or the ability to receive that creativity. I know that is slightly confusing, so let me try to break it down a little bit more. The throat chakra focuses on you being able to trust in yourself to bring this thing, this idea to life. For instance, say this YouTube. You know, I didn't really want to create this YouTube. My spirit guides told me to make this YouTube. They told me this is what I'm supposed to be doing, and so I'm going off of what they said this is what I'm supposed to be doing. But there's this thing where you have to have trust. You have to trust in yourself. You have to trust in the powers that be. You have to trust in the project. All of that is going to manifest itself physically in the way that you're expecting it to. And that's kind of what the throat chakra is. It's that idea, that inspiration in general, that this can be brought into the physical realm. It's that before it actually hits the physical realm, it's that part. Like, the sacral chakra actually talks about you birthing the idea. Like, it's at that point, it's already in the physical realm. You were taking steps, you were doing that. Whereas the throat chakra is more so you expressing, you putting energy into it, you bringing it to life. Hopefully that makes more sense. Okay. Hopefully it does. And another thing that you may not think is attached to the throat chakra, the throat chakra really is about realizing your life purpose, being able to express that life purpose, living in that life purpose, all of that. Like, because it's you having to express and believe in, you know what I'm saying? And knowing what is good for you, that is part of the throat chakra, believe it or not. So the throat chakra typically develops from the age of 29 to 35. And if you want an element attached to it, we typically attach the voice, we attach music to it, but overall, if I had to say one thing, I would say sound. We attach it to sound. I had to bring out my handy dandy phone because I wanted to make sure that I am saying everything that I'm planning on saying. But some quality of life issues you may have if there's an imbalance in your throat chakra. You may feel like you're being taken advantage of because you're not expressing yourself, you're not expressing your needs, you're not comfortable doing that. And so people are not respecting your needs, partly because they do not know them, and they're just bulldozing all over you. You may also feel like you're not progressing in life, which also is because you're not expressing your needs to yourself or to others. You're not comfortable with what you actually need to express it. And so you're not getting, asking you shall receive. If you're not asking, then you're not receiving. So that is something that falls under the throat chakra. And like I said, just in general, you're just unable to get what you want because you're not comfortable to ask, to feel confident that you will receive, to once again express your needs. That's honestly what all these quality of life issues boil down to, is that you are not getting the respect, or you're not setting boundaries, or basically because you're not speaking up, things are not moving in your favor, to be honest with you. That's what that boils down to. Some physical issues that you may have if the throat chakra is being a little funky. Okay, now the throat chakra, as you would assume, is having to do with throat issues or is supporting your throat and your mouth. So that's where you're going to have your thing. But more specifically, and I'm just going to read this, it supports the pharyngeal and brachial plexi. I do not know if I said that right. Your girl is not Webster. She barely. Okay, but I think I did. I'm educated. I'm not that. Anyway, it supports those, but it's connected to the mouth, jaws, tongue, the pharynx, and the palate, but the gland that is associated with is the thyroid. So once again, if you're having issues with your throat chakra, those are going to be the locations that you're going to have issues that you're going to have: sore throat, laryngitis, thyroid issues, voice problems, TMJ, gum and tooth issues, just or that in this area, okay? Or that here. All right, here. That's where you're at. And some mental issues that you may have if something is going on, you may have addiction problems because you feel like you can't express yourself and you're unsatisfied. And maybe, addiction is the only way you feel like you have control over your life, or you feel like you can't express yourself, so you typically have addiction issues. You may be really quiet, all right, and mild-mannered because you're not confident in expressing yourself, or even your ability to express yourself without people misunderstanding you or what you're trying to say. You may have problems with decision making because you don't feel confident in knowing what is best for yourself. You may feel as though you have no authority over your life at all. You have no say so. People are just kind of like you're a puppet on a string, and people are controlling everything, and you have no control over everything. Or you have no control over anything. Sorry. You may be really dishonest on the other end because maybe you talk so much you don't even know what's coming out your throat chakra. Okay. You may be confused about yourself or your life's purpose or anything having to do with your needs or anything. Once again, you're confused about all of that. You have problems expressing yourself, and even if you don't have problems expressing yourself, you may have problems finding the words to express yourself. So even if you don't have a problem, some of you guys may be like, no, I say what I need to say, but are you saying what you need to say in a way that somebody is able to receive that and to understand what you're trying to say, if that makes sense? That is part of the throat chakra, because you can express yourself in your opinions, but if you're not doing it in a way that the other person is able to understand, that there's still that miscommunication. More specifically, and I'm really just gonna read this because I don't have this part memorized. If your chakra is blocked, meaning that energy is not flowing through as it should, or is trickling through, either way it's not enough energy. If it's blocked, you can't express yourself or speak out. You may feel misunderstood. You may be really secretive because you keep your feelings close to the vest. You're not expressing yourself. Like I said, this could be because you don't feel comfortable. This could be because you don't even know yourself. But either way, you're really secretive about your emotions. This could be that you're not a good listener. You may have too much. You may be unable to understand what somebody else is saying to you because you're not able to process that. Now, if your throat chakra is balanced, if it's flowing through as it should, everything is good, all right? You may feel confident in expressing yourself. You'll be a bomb presenter. You may be a clear communicator. You'll be confident, you'll be creative, and you'll be diplomatic because you'll be able to even if you have a differing opinion from somebody else, you'll be able to understand what they're saying to you and what you are saying to them. So you'll be very diplomatic. You'll be able to see both sides of an argument, and you'll be, once again, we're just talking about communication. So you'll be a bomb communicator if your throat chakra is Sorry, I'm so gassy today. Like, I'm just burping. If your throat chakra is balanced. And if your throat chakra is active, too much energy is flowing through, too much. You may be overly opinionated. And when I say opinionated, I don't mean that it's wrong to have opinions, but you may be somebody that is overly opinionated, as in you're forcing your opinions on other people, or you're in a place where you don't even want to hear other people's opinions. It's all about what you think, about what you feel, or that. All right, just the worst type of opinionated, okay? Loud, just or that. You may be very critical of other people and their opinions and how they feel their own personal truth. So you may be infringing on their personal truth because you're not in a place where you are able to receive their personal truth. You may be very gossipy, like you can't stop yourself, okay? You can't not tell a secret. You're very, oh girl, did you hear what that, what she said about blah, 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 blah? Oh boy, did you hear about, because you can't, too much, okay? Too much energy is flowing through there. You may yell or even talk over other people because you're not able to process what they're saying or see the importance of it. And you may just really be harsh with your throat chakra. You may, with your words, you may not even be able to realize that you are being incredibly insensitive as it relates to other people's personal truths, because it's really all about how you feel, your opinion, your thoughts, all of that, because of that excess energy. Now it is at that point where y'all realize, oh crap, something going on with my throat chakra, what I'm gonna do. But don't worry, your girl, as per usual, got you covered. All right, it's super easy. But first things first, if you are still watching this, all right, if you're learning something from this, if this is helping you, please give me a big thumbs up so that I know that this was helpful. So I feel a little special when I see that. All right, thank you. On to the healing. If you are somebody that is into affirmations, you can say things like I talk and then insert words, or you could say anything like I speak and then insert words. So, but the point of it is that you're really going to you're going to want to focus on saying something about you being able to speak your personal truth. So I speak freely. I speak with love. I speak my truth confidently. You're going to want to say something that is building your confidence to express yourself, to be able to express yourself, all of that. If you are somebody that is into color therapy, as denoted by the blue light, you can do stuff with the color blue. Now, let me be a little bit more specific. When you see the throat chakra, every time you see it, it's probably going to be a different color. You're going to want to try to think of like a sky blue or a turquoise blue or like a blue green, just kind of like a lighter blue color with the throat chakra. You're going to want to surround yourself by the color blue. That means wearing blue. That means wearing blue jewelry. That means eating the color blue.
You are so dumb. You are really dumb. For real.
I mean, what? That means eating blue foods, eating blue fruits, okay? Not eating the color blue. Eat the color blue, y'all. Eat the color blue. I'm bugging. I'm so sorry about that. I don't know what's going on right there. And when you're meditating, you're going to want to envision a soothing blue color. That's really going to help you out. If you are somebody that is into crystals, you're going to want to focus on crystals that are having to do with communication, honesty. Now, as a rule of thumb, those crystals are going to be blue or bluish green. Two crystals that they talk about all the time having to do with the throat chakra are going to be I threw the crystal. Okay, it's going to be the sodalite crystal and the Lapis Lazuli. Now, just to let you guys know, just to give you a heads up, I think it's Lapis Lazuli. Lapis Lazuli, I believe, is an expensive crystal, or it can be expensive. And so a lot of people try to sell sodalite as Lapis Lazuli because it's a cheaper crystal. I actually have both to show you, but if you're thinking about buying one of these crystals, I would do research to make sure that you know the difference between them, so you're not buying Lapis thinking it's sodalite and but they both are really good for the throat chakra. So sodalite is a darker blue. From what I remember, they said it's like a darker blue color. So this is what the sodalite looks like. And I may try to put like a picture on the screen. Maybe that'll help. So that's what that looks like. And this is what a Lapis Lazuli, of course, is a bigger crystal. I think what they said the difference is that the sodalite crystal is like a darker blue and the Lapis Lazuli is a more vivid blue color. So if you can see, this almost is like a navy blue, and this is kind of like definitely a teal blue color. And plus this has actually gold flecks in it. And this one is just kind of like blue, black, and white. But this actually has like dimensions to it. But once again, I just wanted to let you guys know, because I know that there's always some confusion, because sellers, if you buy like off Etsy and stuff, they will sell sodalite saying it's a Lapis Lazuli. and that's not the case. I think my mom actually bought something thinking it was Lapis, and it was not. It was definitely soda light, because I was like, Mommy, no, that's soda light. So I had to tell her about that. So yeah, just make sure you know you're getting what you're paying for. That's all I'm trying to say. If you are somebody that likes to burn oils or incense, you can do rosemary, you can do lime, you can do cedar wood, and you can do sage. If you're somebody that likes sound therapy, you can meditate and say hum with the H, so H-A-M. And yes, if you guys are wondering, the fat part of me was like ham, but you know, hum. You know, you want to draw that out, hum, you know, like the other ones. You can listen to 384 hertz frequency binaural beats, but you're gonna want to focus on sounds that are very etheric, like, you know, related to sky or the space. You're gonna want to listen to tones that are very atmospheric, so like crickets or the birds chirping, just very atmospheric, you know, sounds. If you're somebody that likes to do physical stuff, you can do anything relating to the throat is what you're gonna want to do. So like vocal exercises or breathing exercises, screaming, you know, that's very cathartic. So screaming, or you know, or singing, or just all of that. You also could do anything that will actually soothe the throat. So like drinking teas, or you know, sucking on peppermints. I don't know. I don't sing, so I don't know anything about, you know, what you do to take care of your throat. But anything that can soothe the throat that, you know, like singers do, or like, you know, la la hee, like all that crap that helps the throat, you could do that. Practice saying no, you know, set your boundaries, because that will actually help, like not necessarily as far as the throat, but it will help with setting your boundaries so that you are in a space where you are comfortable, you feel like you have power over yourself, and you're in a space where you're able to express yourself confidently. Something else you can do is meditate outside, or watch clouds pass, or, you know, like I said, anything having to do with the sky, space, all of that. And you could sing, or you could write, because throat chakra is actually related, once again, all forms of communication. So singing, writing, and this is journaling, this is writing, you know, if you want to write a novel, doing that type of thing. And if you are somebody that really is into yoga, okay, you could do the cobra pose, the fish pose, the shoulder stand, and the camel yoga pose. And that's all that I have for you guys. But before you even think about clicking off this video, if you are seeing me, hearing me, feeling me, okay, please do me the common courtesy of giving me a big like so that I know that I helped you and you like this content. And don't forget to subscribe so when I post the rest of this series or any other videos, that you'll know what's up. Okay, once again, my name is Elle from Intuitive as Elle. I will see you guys next time. Bye.